I was talking about earlier about how do we get to America right now and help them out as much as possible through everything that's going on. And I came up with an idea a couple months ago that would, prior to this whole coronavirus thing, that I would put together an education platform. A lot of people, you guys know me from wholesale trade lines. Obviously, we transitioned out of servicing to going into the education platform. And boy, has that made a difference. Not only a difference in, hey, I'm not going to give you a Band-Aid for your cut, right? But I'm going to show you how to sew yourself up. I know that analogy doesn't really work, but I can't use the I teach you how to fish now instead of I buy you a fish, right? Or you buy a fish, whatever the saying is. Anyway, my point is this. Are you applying for credit cards? Are you applying for loans? Are you applying for vehicles and getting denied? That's what I want to know. Post your comments below if yes, you are getting denied. And I can tell you most of the time, especially right now what's going on, if you guys knew, and I talk about this so many times because the misconception of credit is that people think that they have a high credit score, that they should be approved for everything. I got people coming back in my platform telling me, hey, Mike, I got a 794 and I just can't get approved. How do you have a 794 credit score and you're getting denied? I'm going to tell you why. Because people don't understand credit. I got approved for 5 American Express credit cards last week, straight through. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 1 inquiry on Experian and 5 approvals. How did I do that? Well, I'm going to tell you something. Because I understand the credit game. I understand how to get multiple credit cards with 1 inquiry. That's not the only bank you can do it with, by the way. But if you guys are getting denied for credit, there's a reason. And the reason is because the computer system, okay, most people apply online. You get online, you go to Capital One or you go to Discover, and you put in your information, and then you realize that after you put it all in, because you have no idea what to put for job history, for rental history, or mortgage history, or your annual income, or how long you've been working, whatever the case, you don't even know that, right? So you just fill it out in based on your particular situation. So if I were to fill out an application and I would have said, hey, my name is John Smith, and I just got my job last month, and I make $13,000 a year, and right now I'm staying in my mom's basement, do you think that you would be approved for an American Express Platinum card? It's a silly question, but it's the same thing the banks are saying. And when you understand the game, now I'm not saying, hey, if you make $13,000 a year to go put $200,000 on there, okay? But what if you knew what to put on there? What if you knew how long for your job history, your rental history, your annual income? What if you knew what credit cards to go to based on looking at your credit report? Because all credit reports aren't the same, okay? Look at it this way. If I'm looking at my Experian and that's at a 612 credit score, and then I look at my TransUnion and it's a 740, what credit bureau do I want it pulling from? I'm using a lot of simple analogies to show you guys like this is like so simple. You have to know the credit game. You're getting denied because it's a computer system that doesn't like the answer. And if you got a 500 and something credit score, guess what? Most credit cards are not going to approve you. Would you loan to you? Would you be able to get a $20,000 credit line? If you have a 500 credit score, why would a bank allow you to get a $20,000 credit line? So you can blow through the $20,000 and not pay them back? I I wouldn't want to lend $20,000 if I was a bank. I wouldn't put out, oh, I'm going to give you $20,000 because I believe that you have changed. That those 17 late payments and 12 collections, that it wasn't you. Maybe you were a victim of identity theft. But in reality, if you have a 500 credit score, or even anywhere in the 500 credit scores, there is definitely negative on your credit report, whether that's charge-offs, late payments, or collections. I can assure you that. Very, 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 very slim possibility that you make it into the 500s and it's because of utilization. Okay? Like in my case, I went down to a 598. Okay? I had an 812 credit score. I maxed out every one of my credit cards to start a business. Since obviously went back up again to the 800s. But I knew that it was because of my utilization that it dropped me into the high 500s. In most cases, that's not the case. Most cases, if you're in the 500s or even really under 650, there's some negative stuff. So what happens is you apply, you have no idea what to put on the application, you fill it out thinking, okay, please, right? And then you hope and you apply for credit cards that you have no clue what that credit card even expects. Right? So you're applying for a Barclays card with a 512 credit score and you're like, please give me this Barclays Ring card, which requires over a 700. But you didn't know that. So what ends up happening is you get a bunch of inquiries. And then after a bunch of inquiries, the computer system says, you know what? This person is searching for credit. And when you do too many inquiries in a short period of time, it doesn't matter if you have an 850 credit score. If I applied for 16 credit cards today, I'd probably get 5 or 6 of them and the rest would be declined. Because the banks see that as you are looking for money. That means you're cash strapped. And when you're cash strapped, you try to go to credit to be able to leverage to get more credit cards so you could use those instead of cash because you don't have a lot of cash. So what do we do in these times? Okay? And if you guys have been watching me for years and years and years, I put out free content every single day to help you. What I'm asking you to do is think about this for a second. If you're applying for a credit card, whether it's a Credit One Bank or First Premier or some Capital One Platinum, some of the lower credit limit cards, okay, you have to know what to apply for, what credit bureaus they're pulling from, and basically, am I going to get approved by doing a pre-approval first? Now, a pre-approval doesn't necessarily mean you're going to get approved, but it gives you a pretty good option to say, hey, I may or may not based on this data. Or you could look into the credit game. And the reason I say that is because there's thousands of people, even through all this, that are getting credit cards with low credit scores because they know what credit bureau it's pulling from, they know the credit score needed to get that credit card, and they understand what has to be, because I lay all this out for you, what has to be on your credit report to get that particular card. And if you get denied, let me tell you something. If you get denied, that does not mean that you do not get the card. You see, another huge misconception is they think that when you apply online, it says, hey, we'll give you information. We need information or we'll get back with you in 7 to 10 days. That you believe that that's the end of it. When in fact, that's not the end of it. That just means, and I'm going to tell you guys, this tip right here. If you get denied for a credit card, especially in these times right now, let's say you didn't do the associates. Let's say you didn't get my platform. You just said, you know what, I want to apply for a bunch of credit cards. Be dumb, but let's just say, devil's advocate here. And you got denied. I'll give you one strong tip you can do. Number one, as soon as that comes back online, contact the bank and say, I applied for a credit card and I would like a reconsideration on this. When you get to a human versus a computer, humans, especially right now, are going through the same situation. There's not a single person that you'll call that doesn't know about the coronavirus. So they have sympathy, whereas a computer doesn't. So you got denied and it didn't like something on your credit report. But what if you called and said, you know what, Mr. Jones, I really want to stay with you guys. I really believe this is the the family of line of credit card that I want to be. I want to stay with you guys through Capital One forever. And I really like this card. My friend has it. He uses it all the time. And I would really like you to reconsider looking at my credit card application. And they will do that. And then you have a human instead of a computer. Okay? So think about that. I teach you guys all this kind of stuff. Every trick and trade to getting loans, to getting more credit cards, to getting a higher line of credits, to getting credit line increases. I just went through, no joke, I went through all my credit cards last night. And I did, what did I do? 7 or 8 of them. I didn't do all of them. Tonight I have a little bit more to do. But I did 7 or 8 of them. Contact the bank, talk to a human, never do it online. Talk to a human, said, look, right now with the times that are going on, I need a credit line increase, please. Right now I got to support my family. There's no income coming in. And I would like to, basically use it if I need it for emergency funds, whatever the case is. 7 out of 7 said yes. I'm telling you guys, there's ways and tricks and things that I teach you how to do on here free. But if you think this is good information, what I'm telling you today, wait till you see the stuff that I put inside the Credit Game Associates Edition. I mean, it has everything. I've basically taken 10 years of knowledge day in and day out on credit and put it into a platform for you. So do me a favor. I want you to take action, especially right now, and contact me at 904-420-7772. By the way, just so you know, I'm inside the platform all day long. And if you have questions on credit, health, relationships, business, scaling, how to grow a company, how to manage a company, I don't care. Right now, for the next 60 days, I'm the one who's physically answering every question inside there. So there's a platform that I put together where the chat box, it's basically like a comment box. I don't care if it's even off topic. If it's off one of those topics in life in general, put your question in there and I will answer that question for you guys. It is like having a credit expert on staff 24/7. Put your question in there, I'll answer it for you, but that's our platform. And right now, you can not only fix your credit, fix someone else's credit, fix your mother's credit, your father's credit, your sister's credit, your cousin's credit, your uncle or aunt. I don't care if it's a client or a coworker. You have the tools inside my platform to fix theirs as well as yours and make money doing it at the same time. I'll show you how to make money inside the platform as well. But if you're getting denied, you got to call me. You got to call me if you're getting denied for stuff. And I can look and see what's going on and then say, look, this is what you need to do. I'm giving you my time. Right now, I have time, and I want to give you the time to ask as many questions you have. Through this time when everybody just needs help, I will be there for you guys. So call me at 904-420-7772. I'm here for you. And until tomorrow, take care.